I'll let you guys introduce yourselves from left to right on my screen. So, DBJ, you are up first.
Okay. I am DBJ, Dave Breon Jackson. That is my channel name, but it's far easier to look up Bring Back the Magic or any number of things. Doesn't really matter. I've about, I don't know, 150 videos posted
Mhm.
plus, and although I'm relatively new to the RPG vlogging community, and happy to be here.
Okay, James.
I'm Jim. Tonight I'm going to be playing Aristos Bladesong, who is a half-elvish warrior, a dual-wielding expert, who is a part of an order called Blade Dancers. Basically, they were the caretakers of the high elvish knowledge, and he's kind of impetuous. He left out because his manipulative mother. He joined up with Royce and Fang and Eldrin and the rest of his companions who they dubbed themselves Outcasts. And he feels a close bond to them, and especially the humans, Fang and Royce, since he doesn't know much about his human parentage.
Okay, all right, Lloyd.
Hello, I'm Lloyd. I've got the channel Jarl DM, where I run games and talk about games. Um, I'm playing Feng, who is a human monk. He is exceptionally cocky. He likes to fight, and he gets in trouble a lot. He got in enough trouble to get kicked out of the monastery by showing off. So, yeah, that's my character for tonight.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is session 6 of the Outcast, the 5th edition kind of mini campaign that we have going on. So we'll get going here. Um, okay, let's see here. So
I know we're down one person, and I
yeah,
think Wispen stated that he was working on trying to figure out where Eldrin had gotten pulled into.
okay,
So that could explain his absence.
okay. Um, Speaking of which, you guys are still in the wild elven village of the last session. Uh, um, and you guys had an impromptu uh, what do I want to call it? A visit from the village elder, who you guys basically rescued from the clutches of the supposed. Well, I don't think you guys know exactly what clutches he was in, but it wasn't good. um, and he's told you that he has had visions of dire events that are going to happen to this village, evil portents, if you will, and that he's actually seen the destruction of the village itself. So he has decided that he and his people are going to pack up what they can, and that they're going to travel into what they call the Emerald Dream, which is basically like you guys may or Wispen called it another plane actually of existence actually. And Aristos, you know exactly what this is, but I'll explain it. Basically, the Emerald Dream is it is uh, a collective memory of what all of the elves, the wild elves, the high elves, and the shadow elves know of their previous lives. Okay. Um, there are denizens that live there, but they are representations of what the elves knew of their past lives. Okay. Um, and the wild elf elder wants to take or is going to take his people there in order to find refuge and return whenever they think it's safe to come back into the Brixian realm. So the plan is that he is going to lead his people to the nearest Dream Gate. They're also called Moon Gates, and enter the gate with his people in tow. He also suggests that due to the strange aura and glow that the Lorestones that you guys have had collected seem to be emanating from them, that he advises that the heroes, you guys, also take your Lorestones and especially in Aristos's care, take them back to the Ivory. How do you pronounce it? Athenium, which is within his home forest, and that you guys will need to take this Emerald Dream in order to travel there as quickly as possible. Okay, so with that little bit of background information, what we're going to start with you guys barely making it through the Dream Gate with a group of the gray runners hot on your heels, which also included a bunch of gnolls and also like ogre shock troops with them as well. So you guys have just passed through the Dream Gate, and before your eyes, you basically see a vision unfold before you of a realm that is lush and overgrown with large and exaggerated trees and forestry and bushes and everything. The sky itself above you has a greenish cast to it. It's almost like everything is seen through almost like a green filter. Okay, there's a mist, like a heavy, thick mist or haze through the air. And just like I was explaining to you guys during the last session, how you guys would see like the motes of like pollen or whatever floating through the air. It's just like that. You know, actually, it's a little thicker, and they all have a slight glow to them. You know, as they kind of lazily kind of float through the air. I don't know if you guys can envision this or picture this, so to speak. But if you've ever been underwater, like in a swimming pool or in a lake or something, you know how the sound is somewhat like muffled and kind of muted almost. That's kind of how everything sounds. You hear the call of various birds, you know, and even different sorts of animals, you know, that you're not really familiar with. But it's everything has like a hazy, dreamlike feel to it, is what I'm trying to get across to you guys. Okay. All right. So you guys kind of turn around and you see that there is actually no existence or no sight or sound or whatever of the gate that you just dove through. Okay, but you do see ahead of you that there is the haggard-looking group of wild elves that are beginning to move kind of like in a rough file down this hill that you guys are on top of, with their elder kind of ushering them behind him as they slowly move. And just so you guys know, the wild elf that Aristos kind of had the situation with in the last session, he's with you guys as well, or he's with the wild elf villagers as well. Inchel.
Yeah, I punched him around a little bit.
Yeah. That guy. Yeah.
The champion.
Yeah. Yep. He's there. Okay. Just so you know. So we'll start there. And what do you guys want to do or say?
Can I move normally? You're saying it. Yeah. So it's straight, but it's not like the air isn't thicker or like soupy or anything.
No, it doesn't seem to inhibit your movement at all. It's not like you're in slow motion or anything. That would be cool,
Okay.
but no.
This isn't going to get us any closer to finding out about Eldrin.
No. That's true.
And I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me, Jim. What did I have written here? Wispen was actually had remained behind. He was actually going to. He was supposed to partake in a what's known as the rite of vitae for Eldrin. And the plan was for him to rendezvous with you guys as soon as possible. So as far as you know, he's still that's still the plan, but you aren't sure what exactly of Wispen's fate. Okay.
And the little Dominator thing got away, right?
The who?
That was Tania.
Oh yeah.
That was imitating. It got away, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't like leaving with justice not being done for our brother. That thing is still out there.
Yeah, we'll get it. That thing needs to be taken care of. It can't be allowed to potentially do that again. If it can take control of someone as wise and powerful as the Elder, then it's a very dangerous creature.
I'll say, but we've exchanged one one danger for another. For here in the green, the Illithids have access to this area too, so they could be watching us or know of our presence. I'm not experienced in walking in the in between as the Elder is, so I can't trust my own senses to notify. So just keep an eye out, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
As always, I'll ask the goddess for guidance, but this is brand new to me as well. I will say that with Wispen doing the studying, I'm glad he's doing that. As much as I would have loved to go after Eldrin, I have a feeling that the power that pulled him is as great as the gods themselves, and our journey may be a long one before we can retrieve his soul. He was a young man, or young half-breed, but he was one of us.
Hey. I'm a half-breed too. I'll say, and here, and I'll hand Royce the 2 Lorestones.
Okay.
You know, they'll be better kept with you.
Okay. As you hand them over to him, you see that they glow in unison, almost as if it kind of reminds you of the beating of a heart, or pulse, I should say.
Okay. I wrap them up, gently, make sure that they're. I'm quite sure that there's very little that could damage them, that I could do to damage them, but I wrap them up like they're, crystalline, and put them in a pouch and make sure that they're safe.
At that moment, one of the female wild elf warriors kind of runs up to you guys as you're standing there, and she says that the Elder would like to request your presence.
Okay. Please lead the way.
Okay. She hefts her spear and
they're still responsible for Eldrin's death. I don't trust them, not one bit.
No, me either. If I see this dude, what's his name? Sorry, Elchin, was that his name?
His name is...
Sorry.
His name is, I got kicked in the face by Fang a couple times.
Right. Yeah.
Now.
This is one thing about Fang, that he needs to win one-on-one duels, and he did, and he wants to rub that in his face a little.
Oh my god.
So if I see him near me, I want to like do a little really quick sort of movement, but I just want to make him flinch is what I want to do.
Inchel is his name.
Inchel, yes.
Mhm.
More like Flinchel, right? So if I see him, I just want to like, just kind of like, like, just for a second, flinch forward to make him like go, oh.
You get the desired effect, and he glares at you, and you see that his I was referring to it as a fist of warriors that's with him. You see that he has actually had to apparently recruit maybe a few new faces under his wing, and collectively they kind of give you the glare, but no one steps up to Fang.
So if he flinches, I'll just kind of like laugh and like slap him on the back, like a, oh you, and like slap him like a little bit harder than I should, but like I look like I mean well,
He doesn't appreciate your levity, and immediately kind of storms off to the rear of the column of villagers, and with a couple of his men, his warriors in tow.
I'll give him a Shaolin bow as he leaves as well.
Okay. Shortly thereafter, you guys come up upon like a slowly moving litter, and you see that some of there's 4 wild elven warriors who have the elder perched up upon a litter that they're holding on their shoulders, as they're carrying him along. And you see he's kind of stoically sitting there with his gnarled staff in hand, and you also see actually grasping, holding on to him around his neck, appears to be like a very scrawny-looking, I'll call it a thatchling, but it looks like another one of those tree beings, but very small and very young looking. You know how you would see a young plant, it's all nice and green and smooth and everything? Well, that's what this looks like. And it's kind of just hanging there, and it's, just kind of looking at you guys. But you see it is alive. It does shift and move as you guys walk up to get a better grip around its master's neck, apparently. So just visualize that. Okay. Hey, Joe.
Hey, sorry I got back so late.
We just more or less got started, so it's going to be a short one tonight, but that's
wow,
fine.
okay.
You're more than welcome.
That's a shocker. Okay.
Well, we were talking about a lot of stuff, so.
Okay.
So that's good, though. Okay. So here's what happens next. Give me like about 4 minutes, Joe, and I'll set this up and Wispen can.
Hey, I'm taking time.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now that you guys have caught up to the elder, he has his bearers, his throne bearers, kind of step to the side and allow the column of villagers to keep winding their way through the thick underbrush and everything. It's almost jungle, is what it is. That describes it more accurately. And he kind of looks down upon you guys, and he says, now that you are have been welcomed into the bosom of Arborea, he says that there are some things you need to know. He kind of waves his hand, and he says, many of Arborea's the physical features, that they'll appear twisted and strange to you visitors, you natives from Brixia. And he says that along with the nature here, its inhabitants may appear twisted and misshapen to you as well. He says, but there's one thing that you need to keep in mind. He says, even though their features and their physical appearance may seem somewhat strange and maybe even laughable to you, he says that their continence is nothing to take lightly. He says the natives to this he calls it a world, to this world, their actions are quite stark. There is no middle ground to how they see things. It's either one way or the other. And he kind of slices his hand, through the air, to kind of accent this. He says predators will always attack, and their prey will always flee. Okay. Um, he says keep that in mind. He points kind of towards the horizon, and he says our destination is just beyond those hills up ahead, where we will try to make ourselves as comfortable as we can and become one with this world while we await for the time when it's safe for us to return back to Brixia. He says, but your path lies a different way. He points to another kind of like trail through the jungle and says, go that way. And he turns to you, Aristos, and he says,
I'll hold my hand up before he speaks.
Okay, go ahead.
And interrupt him and say, how are we to trust you now? How are we to not know that the vile thing's influence does not still run deep within you? How do we know that you're not sending us into a trap?
He lowers his hand over his face as if he's lowering a mask almost, and he says, my eyes and my mind are clear now. He says, there is none of the taint that was there before. He says, I can only give you...
Is that the taint that you sent Eloren, the taint with which you used to send Eloren to his death?
He stops.
You are responsible! You! And I'll yell out at him, you!
Put my hand on Arx's shoulder. Calmly, friend.
He stops, for a moment, and all is silent. And then he says,
I say, you say nothing to me. Say, you speak to my companions, and if my companions trust you, I will trust them, but I will not trust you.
Okay.
And I'll go walk off with Fang, I guess.
leaving Royce there as you.
Right. Clean it up, Royce. Clean it up.
Clean up our mess.
Okay. All right. So the elder turns to the priest of light.
I'll be right back.
And he says, I understand your companion's heart, but all I can do is all I can do. My intent is to show my thanks for you and your companions freeing me of what could have been a vile destiny. He says everything in the world behind us and ahead of us is not perfect, nor is it meant to be, but all we can do is attempt to make things as correct as we deem them to be. And that is what I attempt to do now.
I lower my head and address the elder and say, many of us have done things we are not proud of, and we're trying to make amends, sometimes in the moment and sometimes for many, many years from now. So I will calm down my compatriots. I think there's forgiveness in all of us in some form. We all need to address our failings and combat those things that make us less than what we are. So, but please just forgive him for this moment. He's going through lots of trouble, and we don't want to anger him or his friend Feng. They are hot-tempered. So, but yes, we will follow you and trust in your judgment unless otherwise noted.
Okay. He says the stones you carry. He says they are of the utmost importance, which is why we had to leave the way we did. He says, remember and heed my words. He says, try to stay on that path that I point out for you, and you will it will lead you to another one of the gates back to your world. He says your companion, the half one, he will sense the gate when it is near, and will be naturally pulled towards it. Okay, so have no fear of becoming lost in these lands. But he says that
Okay.
still saying that, just be very wary of the inhabitants here, because if you are lost here, uh, your souls will remain here, okay, in this dream world. Okay, all right. So with that, the warriors heft him on his litter again, on his shoulders. Uh, and they continue as the column kind of snakes off down the path, and you see that there's Aristos and Fang off to the side there, and Fang's kind of patting Aristos on the shoulder, like it'll be okay. All right. So as the final uh, villagers leave you guys, um, they kind of you see that, remember the small the child, the wild elf child who who had been uh, mutilated by the slavers. He's one of the last few, and his mother, to leave, and you guys kind of see him kind of looking over his shoulder, and he gives you guys a wave, as they kind of leave. Uh, and then uh, you guys see your buddy, who turns to look at you guys and kind of sneers as he walks away. Inchel. And he kind of roughly turns the boy's, body away from you guys, as if, don't look at them, And then they walk away. Okay. All right. So okay. So what do you guys want to do?
I would like to make sure the rest of them are going to follow this path. The elder points out the path and travel down that path. Hopefully, we won't be going into any trouble.
Okay. All right. Everybody else good with that?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys make your way through this winding jungle path, and as I said before, you hear the sounds of all of these wild animals. The cries of these animals kind of echo around you. You guys can hear different creatures kind of rustling in the bushes overhead, and sometimes alongside you guys, as you guys are making your way through this area. The air is almost kind of like thick and just as if you guys are almost walking through a fog almost, and it's not really very hot, but there is like a humidity in the air. It's very I'll just say it's almost tropical. Just like every aspect of this world that you're walking in is a reflection of nature itself. It's almost as if you're as you guys kind of walk through and kind of glance at each other as you're making your way, pushing the vines and the leaves and the branches out of your way, as they're kind of growing into the path. You guys kind of get glimpses of each other, and it's almost as if you guys are beginning to take upon aspects of the world around you. Everyone's skin has almost like a green pallor to it, almost. um, you guys notice that Aristos's his elvish or his half elven ears seem to have taken on a little more of a elven point to them. It seems as though Fang's eyes may appear a little more, have a little more of an elvish glitter to them or speckle to them, maybe. uh, so this may just be your imagination, but it seems as though it's quite peculiar, you know. So as you guys notice this, you may get the idea that time perhaps is of the essence, that you get back as soon as you can. So you guys come around a particularly dense bend in the trail, and you hear the sounds of conflict ahead of you. There's yells and screams, and you actually hear the sound of weapons or weaponry clashing. And
metal weaponry.
Yes. And like I said, the sounds of battle.
I'll slap Arizos in the back of the head and say, "I'll race you," and get running.
Really? Can we have an even? Can we have an even event? Foot racing, you know, you'll outpace me.
Right.
I'll win though.
Well, my move speed is like 40 squares.
It seems as though,
and so is mine, but I'm on your back.
Right. It seems as though Aristos is able to intuitively almost weave and wriggle through the foliage. We might have lost Lloyd.
No, I'm here.
Oh, yeah? Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And seems to be able to be amazingly keeping afoot with Fang as you guys weave your way through all of this jungle or forest growth. And in front of you, you see that there are what looks like a group of elves that are in conflict with these other kind of strangely decorated or dressed people. And let's see here. Let me see if I can give you guys a visual. Hang on.
Okay.
That's not cool.
Oh man.
You're muted. You muted, you fool.
Some of them are female and some of them are male. Okay. And they seem to be in a vicious conflict with these elves that look to be of the high elf type, more akin to Aristos than anything, or Wispen, I guess I should say, than anything. In the midst of them, you see a figure who's standing there with a large spotted brown owl on his shoulders that you do recognize.
Wispen.
Yes.
He's in the conflict?
Of course, in the middle of things.
Is he talking?
No, he appears
Because
to
he
be
loves to talk.
he appears to be casting his trademark spell at the moment.
What's that, rope trick?
Years.
Right? Yeah, a rope trick.
I only cast it once, and I never even got to use it really.
All right, I'll draw my Great Blade as I run.
Do I see any spellcasters among the weird-looking creatures? Anyone that's like waving their arms around and shouting?
No, you don't. But you see something that seems to be creeping from out of the bushes, unawares, and looks like it is in poor Wispen's blind spot.
Oh no. Okay. I'll run to intercept that thing.
Wispen, you fool.
What does this thing look like that I'm about to smack around?
Hang on, I'm gonna tell you. Hang on, or show you. Hang on.
You may not want to slap it around.
Right,
depending on
yeah,
what it looks like.
Should probably look at it first.
I know.
Punch first, look later. Sphinx mantra. Oh, Jesus. I'm punching that.
That disgusts me.
I'm going to punch it in the brain.
You're muted, David.
Okay, yeah, it takes me a second to get all these windows closed. I was just laughing. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
so if that thing's going towards my friend, I'm going to run up and kick it in the brain. That's what's going to happen.
That's all it is brain.
Right. Exactly, yeah, I can't miss.
So yeah, it does look like a pulsating, moist brain that's leaving like a trail behind it. As it, I don't know.
Goo.
Goo, yeah, goo. As it creeps up, you know. But you do see that it's about to leap, and the claws that it has on its legs look very, very bad. So there's actually 3 of the elves, and there's there's 4 of the other creatures, and then you see the other brain thing in the rear. Okay. So I know what Fang's gonna do. I know what Aristos is gonna do. Joe, what's Wispen? I'm sorry. Yeah, explain what's what he's doing. I know you're kind of in the spot, but I got faith.
No, that's fine.
Go for it.
I mean, obviously, I don't see this thing coming, but you know, I probably would just be helping the guys I'm with to fight these things off. So, typical fashion, I'm probably doing something tricky to kind of just give them an edge, you know, like shooting sparks in these things' faces or whatever, giving them advantage on their attack, you know, or actually casting like a damaging spell like Chill Touch or something on one of them or something like that.
Okay. And Aristos, you actually you're gonna actually miss a turn because you stand there, mouth agape, as you think you recognize these beings.
Are they the underlings of the squid faces?
They are the Gith.
Ah!
Yeah, exactly. That's the reaction that you get.
Oh shit!
Royce is going to.
I said, turn back. We're not ready.
Bring back the magic.
Yep. Royce is going to take his hands together and breathe into them, and just like a ball of light or something. Now I want to put my hand on Aristos' back because Fang's always too fast for me to even catch him. But I want to make sure that Aristos is at least touched by the goddess. So I'm going to try to give him resistance, and before he joins into the battle as well. But apparently he's not moving anywhere as of yet, which is good for me. Good for me. So I'm kind of like reassuring him. I mean, I'm not hitting him. I'm just like, just be careful before you go into battle, and just like let the blow leave my hand into his body.
I'll stand there and take the the rush of light throughout my body, but I'll stiffen up and yell out, "Show no mercy, show no quarter, for they will not show us any. Their masters are the destroyers, and wherever their underlings are, the masters can't be far behind."
Okay. All right. So one of you guys roll for a group initiative, and then I'll do the rest.
Okay.
Take it from there.
Okay, let's see. Here it is. Shrink this down. There we go. Come on.
You decide who's gonna do it.
I'm just logging into Roll20. I didn't have.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Okay.
Want me to do it?
Okay.
Ah!
Ah, Fang.
Kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you!
Oh
Okay.
dear.
Okay. All right. So let's see here.
He likes to bring the tension.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all. That's all it is.
He's posing and doing katas
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of actually attacking.
He's like running slow motion, shaking his hair in the wind. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, well, I barely did better, but I did better. Okay. All right. So as Aristos yells out his command, more or less, you guys see that the how can I see here? You guys see that let's see, these beings whose skin has like a almost interestingly enough, they have almost like a greenish tinge to their skin as well. You know, almost like yellow greenish. They have elf-like ears, but they seem really exaggerated. You know, their eyes seem to be like a reddish orange variants. You know, and they're dressed in some kind of like almost lacquered leather of some sort, almost. You know, it's nothing like you guys have. Well, yeah, nothing that any of you have ever seen in person. I'll put it like that. They appear to be barefoot, and their feet and hands are clawed, actually. Okay, their limbs seem to be they're very muscular, but in a wiry way. You know, you guys can almost see like the details of like you know how bodybuilders they want to be very they don't want to have a lot of water in their body. Yeah, so they're very cut. You can like see the muscles like moving underneath their skin almost. You know. And Fang, what pops in your head is that these guys almost as if they've been bred for combat. That's kind of the impression you get. Okay, every move seems to be, you know, geared towards just being as effective as they can, you know, in their movements. So that being said,
Kind of like me in real life.
yeah, right, yeah, yeah, minus about 50, 60 pounds. Yeah. So as Aristos kind of yells out his command / warning, you see two of these warriors, their necks kind of, their heads snap to see where this came from, and their eyes grow wide as they see the other, what appears to be the high elven, another warrior, along with the monk and the priest standing near him. And you see two of these warriors, their bodies dissipate in like a puff of mist. Okay, and they disappear. Woof. Kind of almost as if the wind kind of just blew their bodies away, you know, and they vanish. Okay, the other ones continue their battle with the high elves that I was explaining, telling you guys about before. Okay, so who goes first on you guys' side?
It's a trick.
It's right.
Go ahead, Fang.
Okie dokie. So, yeah.
So you're still attacking the brain thing, right?
It's gone from my friend, and he doesn't know what's happening,
Okay,
so I
that's
got
fine,
to him.
Okay.
I got to say, I want to run up to it. I want to kick it and maybe try and kick it like right in the front of its brain. That seems to be. I mean, that would hurt. I would think. So I want to swing my staff like as I run. Like I've got the staff kind of in the crook of my arm as I'm running, you know, and run up to it, spin the staff around, hit it, and then I'm gonna kick it twice as well. Hopefully. Although if previous games are anything to run by, I'm probably gonna miss horribly here.
No, don't say that. Now
Okay,
is when I really need you to connect.
Yeah. So first with the staff. Okay, so 15.
A 15 to hit.
Yeah. You're muted, sorry. Is that a yes?
Sorry. Yes, that's it. Yep.
Excellent. Okay, so I will swing my staff at it, doing 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, wow.
As I crack it in the brain, and then I'm going to use the momentum of that to spin around and hit it with a heel kick, spending a key point to use my flurry of blows.
Okay.
And miss. That's a fumble, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's red.
Okay. All right. So what happens?
Let's see here. I think the speed of the first attack was great, and then I tried to do something a little bit flashy and jump over the staff. So, like, use it like a pole to vault over the creature, and instead I kind of slipped and just fell, and now I'm like on the ground in front of this thing.
Okay. Typical thing. Okay.
It's standard, yeah. It's pretty standard.
Okay. So who goes next?
I'll have Wispen go so we can get out of here.
Okay. That's fine.
Save yourself!
All right. Turn to see what's going on here.
Okay. All right. Well, let me interject real quick, Joe.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Basically, you guys are in the Emerald Dream, which is basically it's like a plane of dreams that contains or is composed of the memories of all of the elves, the high elves, the wild elves, and the shadow elves. And basically, it's an embodiment of what their previous homeworld looked like before they entered the plane of Brixia. Okay, so everything is exaggerated here. You know, the forest is basically a forest jungle. You know, super dense, super thick, super humid. You know, everything that you see, there's like a green tinge to everything. You know, as you look around, that the dust or pollen motes are thick in the air. You kind of breathe them in every time you take a breath. You know, they have like a little glow about them. The inhabitants of this world are very exaggerated. You know, the predators, that's all they do. You know, if a predator leaps out of the brush to attack, it's going to attack. You know, the prey does what prey is supposed to do. You know, you see elk with grand antlers, you know, leaping, you know, over the streams and everything. You know, it's the atypical elven forest, but on 12. You know, that's pretty much what it is. And then everything is kind of exaggerated. Kind of has like a funhouse mirror kind of sway to it. You know, these elves that you actually encountered here, these high elves, their ears are super long and pointed. You know, Their eyes are very slanted and almost glitter like jewels. You know, everything is exaggerated. You know, their hair is the high elf hair is, you know, super long and of crazy. You almost see different colors depending upon which way you look at it. You know, everything is really exaggerated and everything. That's why they call it the dream world.
Okay.
And basically, what happened was the heroes they were forced to enter through one of the moon gates to get away from Gray Runners, and Wispen actually stayed behind to take care of perform a last rite with Eldrin, and you were to meet up with them, okay? Which you did, but often just because you enter a moon gate and someone entered it a moment before you, it doesn't mean that you're going to exit in the same exact place or time that they did. Okay? All right. So what happened is that you actually entered after they did, but you appeared before they did. Okay? And you actually stumbled initially upon these high elves who were being attacked by these Gith. And of course, you being who you are, you decided to help them, and your companions ended up stumbling upon you.
All right.
Okay? All right.
How fortuitous.
You're right. How fortuitous.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So your move. What's Wispen gonna do?
Okay. Well. Wispen kind of seeing. Obviously, he came to my aid, and knowing, I'm pretty sure I would have a pretty good idea as far as what these things are too. Just like Aristos.
Yeah, you've heard of them. You don't know anything exact
Very
about them, but they are
specific.
creatures of legend to you, basically.
Okay. Let's see here. I think what I'll do is I'll actually, man, see, the thing is I don't want to get messed up here, but I'm just gonna try to get this thing's attention so that it doesn't, pounce on him while he's like on the ground, and I'm basically just.
It does turn its attention to Fang. Yes.
Okay. Man, it's like.
What you gonna do?
All right, fine. I'll just kind of as I'm backing away from it, I'll just cast was it Chill Touch?
Okay.
Try to do something to it.
Okay. So that's attack roll, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's at disadvantage because you're that close, right?
That's what I said. I was backing.
Oh, backing up. Okay. I forgot who I was. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So that's fine. You back up kind of to put some distance in between yourself and the creature, and you bump up into one of the backs of the elven warrior. Okay.
Okay.
So that's fine. Go ahead.
All right. So let's see here. And
Okay, it's a hit.
okay. Damage is. Wow. Ooh, maxed out. 8.
Okay, 8. Okay. All right. So what does it look like? Explain it.
This is the one where it's like an elven spirit that comes out.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
Kind of caresses it and then kind of turns into like what looks like a melting spirit or whatever. It's kind of like pulling it appears like it's pulling like its soul out or whatever, but it's just that's how it does its damage.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Who goes next?
All
the bad guys have gone, basically.
Okay. Aristos.
Okay. Jim, you there?
Oh,
he's muted.
Stopping to the mute.
Oh, okay.
All right. So my Great Blade is out, and I will leap towards the Gith, and I will stop and begin to spin and caper about, doing a performance of confusion that my order has perfected against the Gith and their ilk. So I have it as we never really went into exactly what it is, unfortunately. I have it called Blade Dancers Kujikuri.
Okay.
Hypnotic movements using blades in a performance action.
Okay.
So I'll ask if by doing this, if I'm able to succeed, maybe they have disadvantage and they're drawn to my performance.
Okay. So normally, like for a spell,
There's a save.
yeah. So it'll
Yeah,
be
so
it'll be a wisdom save.
okay, and I would imagine that it would be 8 plus the stat plus my proficiency,
There you go.
which would be a 12 in this case.
Okay.
So let me first do the perform skill.
Okay.
And oh wow, okay. I can't let that go. I've got 1 point of refresh, right? I mean, refresh. Sorry, fate goers of inspiration, or do I have 0 because I used it all?
No, that's fine. You got 1. You got to start off with the default with each.
Okay. Can I reroll? Can I use that to reroll?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I will do that. Excellent. Much better. All right. So their target is 12.
Okay. All right. So
again, basically, it's like a break dance. You know, kind of seriously. You know, I'm kind of moving around.
No, seriously, I know.
You know, and it's alternating between fast like a break dancer and then kind of slow like, you know, the
robot.
Yeah, no, that's a robot. But you know how in India, you know, they do the kind of suggestive kind of dances like that. You know? And my blade is kind of whirling about, catching the ambient light, etc.
All right. So do me a favor, and then on your character sheet in the Obsidian portal.
Yes.
Make a note of that, so that you have to make your performance check, and then target number is 8 plus proficiency plus your
charisma.
Yeah, charisma plus charisma. And I will say that the 2 Gith that made note of you, they are the ones who will have to save. Okay. Oh, and then so what's the effect?
It'll place them at disadvantage for as long as I continue to perform.
Okay, so is that your performance is considered a concentration, basically?
I would say that it's all that I can do.
Okay, all right, okay, that's fine. Okay, all right.
Because it doesn't make sense. Oh, I mean, I guess. Okay, you tell me. What do you guys think? Do you think it's phony for me to have it as a concentration, and then I can still attack and stuff like that?
Well, if it's a kata sort of form thing, I mean those.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're continuing to do your dance, I could see how you could kind of incorporate an attack into it.
Right. A lot of those katas are actually just slow versions of attack moves
Of
and
your
stuff.
combat, yeah. So
But I would say it's like a concentration where you can get broken out of it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If he gets hit, then you might have to make a roll.
But we'll just say that you can't use any of your other maneuvers. Yeah, it's just straight fighting. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's fair. Okay. All right. So target number 12, right? Okay. Okay. They. Okay. All right. So you guys see Aristos doing his thing, and Royce hasn't gone next. So Royce, you're up.
Okay. Continuing with breathing out this light, it's almost like there's a halogen or a high intensity light inside of me, so you can kind of see like a glow coming from like my stomach up through my esophagus, and I breathe onto my mace and turn it into a spiritual weapon, which essentially just allows me to create a floating spectral weapon within range. And I'm going to basically turn the mace into like a big giant mace of light, and use my hands to control it and let it flow through the air and strike one of the Gith.
Okay, cool. All right.
But I need to make a roll. Is that Well,
What?
Melee. I was wondering if it would be a ranged or melee attack. It's essentially a.
It's a
Oh no,
spell. It's a spell
it's
attack.
your it's a spell attack. So you still
Okay.
yeah, it's a basic spell attack.
Yep. So it's just one thing. All right, here we go. Ranged spell attack. Bam. What did I get?
Okay, you fumbled. So
Wow.
yeah. So what does it look like? Because it's there. It's there. The mace is there. It's floating. But your result.
I breathe life into it and attempt to control it, but just because my mind is so chaotic, it just starts to fly around me, and just like it's not going where I want it to go. So it exists. It just didn't go where I pointed it because it's going the other direction where my other hand started to point.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it kind of jerks and moves in the opposite direction as though you wanted it to for some reason. Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so who goes next? Royce went last, so this is the beginning of a new round, I guess, so to speak. So everything's up for grabs. So who do you want to go next?
Let's let the bad guys go first.
Okay.
Let's let the Gith and the are the Gith and the elves going on the same turn?
No, they're kind of just going. But yeah, sure, yes, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, the Gith.
Okay. The elves are kind of a neutral party in this, so to speak.
Okay.
So yeah. I'm just kind of incorporating them into the whole melee, you know.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So bad guys go next. Two of the Gith that I told you kind of like dissipated. They actually appear on either side of Aristos and attack him in unison.
What?
Okay. All right. So their bodies kind of coalesce out of the mist, and as it happens, you see that their great swords swing towards you.
All right, I'll cease my dance because I'm going to need my maneuvers.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
Armor class 35.
Yeah, of course.
Oh! Okay.
What's the matter? I didn't roll yet. What's the matter?
I did see. I saw a roll.
Did you?
Oh, no. I
No,
did.
I don't think so. No.
DBJ's roll.
Nah, yeah, that was DBJ's roll.
See, I flinched.
Okay. All right. Okay. So there's the initial, the first Gith swings his greatsword at you, slicing into your shoulder, and then he kind of does like a low spin, attempting to slice you down low in your thighs, and I believe that misses.
11 will miss.
Okay.
And I will do a maneuver.
Okay.
Of riposte.
Okay.
When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction, expend a superiority die, and I can make a melee attack.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay.
So I will immediately riposte.
Okay.
Crit.
And I get D4, Royce, bonus.
For saving throw.
Resistance.
Yeah, resistance rolls only.
Resistance, yeah.
Damnation.
Didn't do it.
Well, I have my two-handed sword I was using. So boom, 18.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
Okay, so I do an extra D8 as well, because I'm expending the superiority.
Ooh.
So I do 13, and then I do 6, so I do 19.
Nice.
Okay.
And I'll pierce him in his chest plate and drive my blade through.
No.
If I can.
No, you don't drive it through.
I attempt to drive it through.
Oh yeah. You definitely as he slices you answer in more than a vicious blow. Uh,
I'll speak
how
in
much did you do? You said 19. Okay.
19. I'll speak in my illithid tongue. In the illithid tongue, I'll say, "Tell your masters that these people are under my protection."
Okay. His first blow does 12 to you.
His first blow.
Yeah, I rolled a 22 and then I rolled an 11, and you reposted the 11.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
And it does how much?
What did I just say? 12.
Holy Jeebus.
Okay.
That was a blow.
It's a great sword. You know how it is.
I'm using a great sword as well.
I know. That's what I said.
It's not that great.
And
You are great.
And you guys see that when the Gith's sword connects with Aristos, that there is a trail of some type of energy, that kind of like skitters or it leaves a trail of some type of energy behind it as he connects.
Tell your Lord Vader he will not have these droids.
Right. Okay. The second warrior, uses this to see his opening, and he thrusts.
Wait.
What?
And something else I can
I'm trying to narrate. What?
I know. I'm going to expend another die.
Yeah.
And I'm going to parry. So when he damages me, I could reduce the damage by D8 plus my dex.
Okay, that's your intent. Okay, to parry. Okay,
well,
as opposed to riposte.
No, I riposted one.
Ah, come on, man.
What?
We already did everything.
Okay, fine.
Know yourself. Okay.
Right, that's a good.
Yes. Okay, so the second one comes, who you can have more than an opportunity to parry if you want. So he attacks, and Aristos realizes that their form seems very similar, almost as if it is a bastardization of your own sword form. Okay.
Oh, damn them!
All right. So
damn them and their kind.
The first thrust hits, I believe, or it has the potential to hit.
16 would be a hit, yes.
Okay. Will you parry that?
I will do the parry.
Okay.
So whatever damage he does, I'll reduce it by my D8 plus.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So let me do that. Let me put that in. Okay.
Does that take up your reaction or anything, or
what the parry? The parry is not. It does. You can use your reaction. So.
Okay. So 10 points
I wouldn't
of
have been able to do it before.
10 points.
Okay. Yeah, I only get the one reaction.
yeah?
So So you said 10 points?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I reduce it by 4 down to 6.
Take the 6. Okay.
So,
and he does a similar spin as the first one, and comes around and tries to slash low in a diagonal against your shin, actually. Okay, and he misses.
All right, I parry him off.
Okay. All right. Okay. The dripping brain beast, Fang can almost in his mind hear the smacking of jaws. How can that be? Where the thing has no mouth.
Or Fang has no mind. Which one?
And you see the how do I want to say it? The wrinkles, of the brain matter. You see them almost like shiver and kind of like or quiver in anticipation. And Fang has to make a DC 12 intelligence save.
Oh,
Hit him where it hurts.
Not my best save. Oh dear.
Oh boy. Okay, you want to use inspiration to reroll or what?
I'm gonna now.
Okay. All right.
You want to use inspiration? I think I better had as you suggested.
You better save because if you
There you
get
go.
mind,
Okay.
if you get mind controlled and start kicking us in the, in the
This is going to be very bad for everybody.
Okay. All right. So you feel a shiver up your spine and kind of like a tingling in your mind. We'll leave it at that.
Oh shit.
Okay. And one of the Gith goes down that was fighting with the two elves. Okay. And the other Gith is still there fighting. Okay. So I will let Wispen. Oh, actually, we'll keep it. I'll let Wispen go first. Sure.
Okay. All right. Seeing what this thing is I kind of have an idea, or kind of seeing the shiver or whatever is looking at him doing something. I'm actually going to. Let's keep it simple. I'm gonna blast him with a chromatic orb.
Okay.
And since this thing is I'll hit it with lightning and hope that kind of messes with this nervous system.
Okay. What kind of spell is this actually?
It's
Chromatic orb lightning. Okay.
chromatic orb. I can just change what the type
Oh
of
yeah.
damage.
Okay. I
That's
thought you
all.
were doing a different spell. Okay.
No,
Okay.
same thing.
All right.
All right, so not the best.
It seems to sense the orb coming from behind it, so to speak, and it dives to the side, avoiding it.
Ah, of course.
Almost as if it had eyes at the back of its head.
Yeah, the thing is, it has no eyes. It kind of occurs to me now that it must have some sort of extrasensory perception of some sort.
Okay.
Ah, damn it.
Okay.
Okay.
Who goes next?
Fang.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so lying on the ground, having this thing probe through my brain, feeling a little bit frightened.
For the first time.
First time, yeah. Fang is going to jump up in that way that really, really fit people can do. You know, where he just like bounces up onto his feet.
Kippuck or Kippuck, whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
Give up.
And he's going to continue to beat this thing up because it's definitely bad news.
Okay.
So I'm going to swing at it with my staff. Okay, and miss. And then
It dives to the side underneath.
I'll put the staff back in the ready position, so under the crook of my arm, and then lash out with my left hand with like an open palm.
Yes.
Hit.
You hit.
Okay. Okay, so it's 4 damage, and now it needs 2. Now I can start messing with it. It's gonna have to make a dexterity save, or be knocked prone.
Okay, and what's my target number?
Target number is 8 plus 2, 13.
13? Okay.
Mhm.
Why?
Okay.
Yes.
It makes it.
It
Okay.
makes it.
Then I'll hit it one more time.
For good measure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
And bang, another 4.
Nice.
Another save?
Yeah, let's do that again. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it again. Oh!
Ah.
So what happened?
So
First one was to set up the second one. That's
yeah, the first one was actually a stunning attack. I didn't mention that. So Feng like hit it with the flat of his hand, and it kind of went ooh. What? And the second time, he lashes out with a kick, and he knocks its 2 legs from under it and falls on its back. And he's standing above it, ready to go if it moves.
Okay, so it just gets knocked prone. That's it.
It's knocked prone.
Well,
Yeah.
that's enough. Yeah. Okay. All right. So who goes next?
Let's have Royce go next.
Okay.
Did it go? Ooh.
I'm going to fall to my knees and clasp my hands together and pray that Aristos doesn't get hit again. And I can cast Sanctuary as bonus action. So I'm going to cast Sanctuary on him.
On Aristos?
On Aristos.
Okay.
And that essentially that any target that targets him must make a Wisdom save, and if they miss it, they target another creature, another one of us.
Okay. Right.
As long as he doesn't attack or cast a spell or anything.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. So he's got to stay passive in order for it to keep going.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Done deal. All right. So Royce went, then Aristos is up.
All right. So I don't want to knock Royce's sanctuary off. So I'll begin to do my hypnotic dance, blade dancing, which is not aggressive. So I will do that and attempt to get them.
Okay, so make your skill roll.
Okay, so 15.
All right, okay. All right, so these guys need to make their save again.
And that's against a 12.
12, right, yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're at disadvantage while you continue that. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. So who goes? You went last, so it's a new round.
Let them go and get their actions out of the way.
Okay.
Before something happens.
Okay. All right. You guys. So there's still 2 Gith on Aristos, okay, and Fang and Wispen are basically trying to stop the Intellect Devourer, as we all know what it is. Okay? The beast, the brain beast. So we'll do the brain beast first. You see that there is a palm-like impression on the head of the beast, and it seems to be moving a little less sure as it did before.
And that happens to me when I get the shit slapped out of me too.
Right. So
I'm a little less sure.
The beast puts its claws up under it and leaps towards Fang in what appears to be a final attempt to basically incapacitate its prey. Okay, and you see the claws, kind of like like a cat's claws. They kind of extend out, and they kind of glint. Okay, and it comes in for what it would like to be the kill, which is probably not the case. Okay. So do you have any kind of riposte or parry or anything that you're gonna do?
Unless it's a magic user, then no. If it's a magic user, I can
Nah, technically it's not it's not.
That's fine. That's the only thing. Nope. I'm just gonna stand there and take it.
Okay. All right. So it comes in with the first 2 forward claws, and digs into Fang's chest. Okay. Let's see. And does 9 points of damage. Okay.
Yep.
Then with the back claws, it basically rakes Fang. Okay, and kind of leaps. Actually, it's gonna rake you, and it's gonna dig in like a cat. Okay. So the second 15.
15 misses.
Okay, all right. So it misses with the back claws. Okay. But with the 20, I'm gonna say that it's dug in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's dug in. Okay. All right, and you're getting this brain goo all over the front of your tunic, which seems to sting the claw marks, in your chest. Okay. All right. So then, with that in mind, there's still 2 of the Gith that are flanking Aristos, and once again they they do their in sync maneuver, trying to put the half-breed out of his misery. You see one of them vanishes again in a puff of mist. Okay, and the first with his great sword, he does his kata,
Wisdom
so to speak.
save.
Huh?
If he's gonna
No, they
attack him, he
failed
gotta
their
make a
wisdom
wisdom
save
save.
already.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
no, they failed their wisdom save to they're at disadvantage, but he has to make his wisdom save. You're right, Joe, in order to actually attack.
Right.
Yes, you are correct. Thank you. So let's see here. Okay. Actually, well, it's too late now. I rolled the wrong bonus the last time. This is what it should be. Okay, all right, so he makes his save. Yeah. He makes his save, and he attacks. So once again, he actually, with his greatsword, comes down in a downward stab. Okay.
Now, I assume I can do defensive,
Yeah.
without break. Okay.
And he's at disadvantage, don't forget. So he is at disadvantage still. So I'll just roll twice because I don't have the macro ready. So there's a fumble. Okay. All right. So he actually the one Gith that was downed, he actually stumbles on the Gith's body, okay, and falls back off balance. All right, okay. The second one that I said that disappeared in a puff of vapor, he reappears on the side of Aristos, which was meant to be a kind of like a surprise. Yeah, basically, yeah. But he still must make his save. Which he does.
I'll take that over the attack.
Really?
Right. And
Like the same thing.
his first attack is a slash at chest height and misses, and then he spins and attempts to slash down where your kidneys would be. And does that hit?
Nope.
Okay.
I dodge out of the way.
Okay.
Spin.
I am done.
And flip.
Okay, so I went. Where did I go? Who went? I guess I went first in the round, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's let Royce go first this time.
Okay. I'm going to. I was hoping the sanctuary would keep him protected, but he's just a magnet for trouble. So
is your mace still flying around?
Yep.
Yeah, it's still there. Yep.
Energized?
Oh no! Wait a minute.
Sanctuary is in concentration, is it?
That's what I was saying. If it was concentration, that might be.
Hold on. No, it's just it's literally a bonus action and lasts 1 minute.
Yep. So his mace is
it.
still there. Yep. Sure is.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. So but I'm not going to use the mace.
Okay.
I'm going to still kneeling down, close my hands, and I'm going to cure Aristos. But I have to use my, where is Disciple of Life? Channel Divinity. Here we go. Preserve Life. Bam. And it's not a spell effect. Okay, I can cure up to 15 hit points.
Yes.
How much damage did he take? Doesn't matter. Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
I close my eyes. I still calling forth the light inside of me, and pray that the goddess can reach him and allow the light to leave me and coalesce around him.
Okay.
Around Aristos.
All right. Okay. So how much are you gonna heal him for?
So, thank you, damage. All 15.
Actually, you know what? Roll a 3d4.
3d4? Okay.
Yep. And then we'll add your wisdom modifier to that, which is plus 3, I guess.
3, 4. Wisdom's plus 2.
Oh, plus 2. Sorry.
And, no, you're fine. And
okay, so that's how much gets to him. You feel, or actually you see that the goddess's nimbus kind of surrounds Aristos, but it seems tinged in a way by this greenish, light that seems to permeate everything.
Okay.
Believe me, seven is great.
Every little bit helps. Oh, by the
They were
way, I
hunting me
think
down.
you still could actually use your spiritual weapon if you wanted to, because it's actually as a bonus action.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, cool.
I'm thinking of it as the spell, not the
That
fact that
is
the spell
your.
already
Yeah,
exists.
it's already there. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I'm going to have it fly through the air and attack one of them that went after Aristos as well.
Okay. One of them kind of tripped over one of his companions, and the other one wasn't able to connect.
Let's go after the one that tripped, because
Okay.
I doubt I'd be able to hit one normally.
Okay.
So let's see, ranged attack, bam, and I rolled a 9.
Okay. The mace moves out at your command, and amazingly, he's able to parry it away with his great sword, which seems to shine and glitter, and kind of as his great sword kind of connects with your spiritual mace, you see that nimbus kind of glow around his great sword as they connect, and then they kind of bounce apart.
Wow. Okay. Next will be Wispen.
Okay. All right. Well, seeing this thing is like on top of a Fang, it's not looking good. Actually, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna yell and scream at it and try to get its attention, thinking, of what it is. And I mean, would I kind of have an idea? I mean, obviously we all technically know what it is, but
You've never
never actually
encountered
encountered one, so I wouldn't know, even though it looks like a big brain. What?
I mean, what do you know? It looks like a big brain. What does that mean?
I don't know.
That's the whole point. You don't know.
Okay.
You can act upon what you make.
But in
any
case, I'm trying to get its attention to come after me.
Okay, so how
to
would you
get
get
off the
something's
thing.
attention normally?
Yell at it, scream at it, just throw sticks at it, whatever to get its attention to kind of focus on me while I'm actually gonna use my action to dodge.
Okay.
I'll give it disadvantage on attacking me. Come after me.
Wait. Say that again now. So you're trying to get its attention, and then what?
And I'm not, doing anything other than just a dodge action. So if it goes after me, it'll have disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Okay. So make a will roll.
Okay.
Or wisdom roll. I'm sorry. You know what I mean.
Just straight wisdom. Okay.
Yeah, plus any modifier you have.
For what? Hold on a second.
Okay.
Wisdom. I got wisdom. Save here. Go grab the skills. Wisdom. No, screw it. Let me just go to wisdom. Save.
I use my Tower of Iron Will.
No. Tower of Iron Will. No, let me
just roll a 20-sided, Joe, and just add your wisdom modifier. You're making it difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. Just there you go. Okay. All right. So you're able to somehow irritate it and get its attention somehow. And even though it had all intents upon doing something foul and alien to Fang, it actually, for lack of a better word, looks in your direction and kind of begins to stalk your way like a cat would.
Okay.
So you were successful.
Okay.
Do I take damage when it pulls clothes out of me?
No, I don't. That's a good idea, but nah.
Okay. See here.
So Fang and Aristos are left.
Let Aristos go.
Okay, so there is the brain beast that's stalking after Wispen now.
Yeah.
And there is, there are the two Gith.
Yes.
Are they both prone?
No. Neither was prone. One was one. Actually, I think I did fumble that roll, so we'll say yes. That one fell on his rear, tripping over his dead companion, and the other one is in your face, so to speak. Still.
Okay. Shoot, I gotta maintain the dance. And if I attack the sanctuary, okay, I'm going to maintain the dance.
You know what? I am going to compel you. Yep.
Okay. All
To
right.
attack the one that's prone, actually.
I'll continue. I'll continue the dance and turn into a flip and try to come down and impale him on the end of my great sword.
Okay. All right. So attack with advantage.
All right. V East. V East. Okay. So with advantage, I have an 18.
Okay. And that connects.
All right. And I will try to push that sucker through.
And you do, for that is the one that you had previously damaged.
Okay.
So yes, you do. Your star metal blade slides in between his armor, and it finds its heart.
And I'll yell out, "Kujakaleya!"
Okay.
I'll flip off of him, leaving the blade impaled, and continue my dance.
Okay. All right.
And now I don't have the blade, so I have to pull out my swords.
Okay. So Fang's up.
Okay. So this thing that's now walking over towards Wispen, I'm going to go and annoy it so it attacks me again.
They're juggling it.
All right.
Yeah, we're just tagging in and out. That's what's happening here. It's got to get taken care of, and Fang is not going to let it hurt its friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do what I always do: run up to it and spin my staff and try and crack it.
Okay.
In the back.
Okay. Wow. Okay. It turns its attention to you, but not quickly enough to avoid that blow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a home run.
Okay, so it's going to be 7.
And you're hitting with your staff.
Yeah.
Okay, and that'll finish it. So what do you do?
Okay, so if it splats, I'll kind of shake off the goo from my staff, and then look around. I want to see. I heard Aristo shouting. Is he okay?
Yeah, you see that there is a Gith lying twitching in front of him with Eris, the half-elf's greatsword in its chest, embedded in its chest, and he's kind of it's kind of holding onto the blade, as it's in its chest, but it's finished. And you see that there is yet one Gith left that is still preparing to attack Aristos, apparently.
Okay, then I will zip over there, actually doing like those handspring somersaults on the way.
Why would you ever walk anywhere? It's just
exactly. Why would you?
Everywhere.
Yeah. So I'm gonna then try and hit this guy just under the jaw with an open palm attack.
Okay.
And probably miss, I think. And then my second one, so a key point for a 15.
No.
What?
He raises his great sword and flicks it, and your kind of deflects you at the wrist with the flat of his blade and parries your blow.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You were last, Lloyd. So new round. So who goes next?
Aristos again.
Okay.
All right. I will. As I'm kind of acrobatically flipping backward, I will change direction and attack him with my dual blades and try to impale him.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so there's attack 1.
Mm-hmm. No, that doesn't connect. That does.
That one does. All right, so I slash him in the leg. After he parries off my right blade, my left blade kind of slashes across his right leg for 8 slashing damage.
Okay. All right. Uh,
Is this a male or a female?
female.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I'll retcon that. And as my blade goes down to strike it, I notice that it is a female, and I'll step backwards because I have a thing about attacking women.
And I'll retcon your retcon in that you still leave a
Retcon
welt,
your
a
retcon.
slash across her cheek.
Okay, I'll hit it with the flat.
No, you hit it with the blade.
You.
You leave a scar on her. You see the flesh of her cheek kind of open up.
All right. I'll say run to your masters and tell them that they will not have my people or this place.
Okay. Who goes next?
Royce.
Okay.
Back me up.
Yeah. I'm going to support Aristos and just have like my mace like fly around and fly like next to him and kind of like urge her to run away, like almost like the mace is like a.
You're threatening her with the mace, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Mm-hmm.
So like he's pointing at her and the mace just like flies around him and then interposes itself in between them and it's kind of like a threat.
All right, I can see that. And when this happens, you see another inner glow at Aristos, and he seems to be renewed once again. So you get another 7 points of healing.
It's coming. It's just slow.
Okay. Who goes next, DBJ, after Royce?
Let's let Fang go.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, it's over now.
So we're letting this Gith get away. Is that what I'm hearing?
Is that what you stop and ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm concerned. I'm like, why are we letting this monster get away? And I'm going to kick her in the back.
Okay. Good.
With a quarterstaff, pow, misses, and then I'm going to try and just punch her, actually kick her, and miss again. Okay.
As she's taking steps back, she fends you off.
Yeah.
As she's kind of taking steps back. Who goes next?
Maybe he's a bit half-hearted about it.
Wispen's left, other than the bad guys or bad guy girl.
Okay, let's have Wispen go then.
Okay.
Chromatic order.
I know, right? No, actually, I'm going to support my friend's decision. Although Wispen is kind of curious as to why he would allow that, but yeah, I basically Wispen moves into position to kind of keep her from being able to leave, without passing by one of us.
By who? You're interposing yourself,
okay,
right?
Okay, yes, I'm interposing myself. Interposing myself, and I say, before you go, we need to ask you some questions.
Okay, all right. Are you? I'll ask. Is Wispen actually prepared to interpose himself? Yeah.
Yes, he's prepared to interpose himself.
All right. Okay. All right. So that's the last action of you guys, and I'll give everyone a point of inspiration as the remaining high elf lunges forward and cuts the Gith's head cleanly off.
Wow.
And the body falls. Okay.
All right, I'll turn to him and grab him by the jerkin and say, "You fool!" He said, "Now we won't know where they're based, or how many of them there are, or what their plan of attack is."
The The elf meets your gaze without flinching, and says, "They all of the Gith must die, and any of those that are allied with them as well, and that includes you."
What? I'll show him my badge of
What is that?
blade dancery.
Which is what?
The order of the blade dancer, sworn to
Your
protect-
decoder ring? What are you
That's
saying?
right.
Totally.
I'll say I am a member of the Order of Blade Dancers. He's a high elf, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Recognition. You see recognition in his face, you know, and
I'll say the decision was mine. Does he have any rank or anything? Does he
how
have
would
like,
you know?
because he would have like a funny hat, or I mean he could have a cloak or a pin or something. I don't know. He might be a soldier with some rank. If not, then
Yes. He has. We'll say he has a. And I'm sorry. It's typical, but he does have a pin, so to speak, clasped at his shoulder, which identifies him as one of the Gilt Leaf.
the Gilded Leaf or
Gilt.
Oh, Gilt.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is about the same thing as Gilt.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll let him go.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what they are to me. Are they?
It's a sign of station, but you know that it's a sign of it's a remnant of the old way.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say, how long have you been lost in the dream?
The elf looks or turns to you and says, "I'm not lost here." He says, "I live here. This is my home." And we're gonna end it there. Before we get too much more. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Fang beat him up.
Snap his fingers. Bang! Take care of my lightweight.
Okay. So I know that was
Back of my
pretty short, but you know we could
Hey, shouldn't Wispen be gathering some extra brain fluid right about?
Actually, that's what I was gonna be doing. But, you know.
I imagine that's very valuable. I would think that's probably quite good.
It's
yeah.
valuable,
Well, Wispen
Hold
would be
on,
doing
okay.
it for.
Wait, how do
Wispen
you-
would-
let me end the broadcast, and then you guys
Sorry.
can go on. So
Wait, how do you collect it, and with what?
right, exactly. Maybe we can get some comments about how one goes about collecting brain fluid from the creature. So if anybody wants to give us some ideas, please.
I'm not gonna put my hands on that thing. I got an unseen servant for that purpose.
Oh God.